Arsenal 8 points ahead of Manchester United, 4 places ahead of them. The goal difference really tells a story. United still with a -1 goal difference this season so far. Arsenal, I'm just adding that up, Shaka, what is that, plus 14. Stuart, I was joking about it, but which way do you think it is going to go, having built Arsenal up the way we have and seen what they did against Spurs? They've got to go to Old Trafford. Can they get it done?
Have we seen Manchester United play with intensity this season? I don't think we have. Arsenal are going to play with intensity. It used to be a game where Manchester United said, we're going to roll our sleeves up. Arsenal won't have the heart, the fight Stevie was talking about. We'll turn them over. Not this time. I think Arsenal win the game.
Do you concur, gentlemen, in the studio? Is it
It's very difficult to go against Arsenal. The only thing is, it's away from home.
Right.
Can they do this in a so-called big game? We're talking about 8th and 4th here.
You did pick
in
Spurs
a so-called
to beat
big
them.
game.
You picked Spurs to beat them
Yeah,
over the weekend.
I did.
We all did.
I did.
I think, yeah.
I'm going to go Arsenal. I'm going to go Arsenal. I'm going to go with Robbo, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not just when you look at the form that Arsenal come into this game in, but you look at the problems that Manchester United have, injury issues as well for Jose Mourinho to deal with, as though things weren't bad enough. I think Arsenal go to Old Trafford and win this game, and I think probably comfortably at 2.
How scary are City now, Stevie, when you consider they didn't have Aguero, they didn't have Sterling, still don't have Kevin De Bruyne?
They're about as good a team as anywhere in Europe, in the world. I mean, is there a side that you don't want to play ahead of them? And the answer has to be no. And you can look at it the other way. Yes, they were put under pressure by Watford, but guess what? They still had somebody winning headers when it mattered. They still had somebody putting a challenge in when it mattered. And these are the only things that we can question City, because as a football team, forget it. At the moment, they're the best.
Stuart, would you go along with that? Scariest team to play in Europe, potentially the world at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely, because Real Madrid aren't playing particularly well. Well, they're not playing well at all. Bayern Munich are off the pace in the Bundesliga. Juventus are doing very well in Serie A, but I don't think they're a better team than Manchester City. Manchester City can do every aspect that you want from a football side. Yes, they play great football. They've got pace. Tactically, they're brilliant as well. And if it needs to be dug out and fought, they can fight. You know, they'll close the ball down, they'll win it back quickly, they'll counter-attack from there. They can't get to the very top and be the best team in the world if they don't do every aspect of the game right. And they're doing that at the moment.
Atlanta are heavy favourites to win. At home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 1-4 on Portland Timbers, 3-1 outsiders to win MLS Cup. Let's get your thought first, Stuart. I know you've seen both these teams and plenty of both these teams this year. Do Atlanta deserve to be favourites by that sort of margin?
Absolutely, and I mean, they're playing at home in front of their fervent supporters. Great stadium on the plastic pitch as well, which gives them that added advantage, I think. I know Portland play on a plastic pitch at their place, but this is a slightly different one. And when you look at the players that Atlanta have got, the Martinez running on in behind, I mean, great pace and good finisher. Almiron, probably the best runner with the ball in MLS and maybe even in some other countries as well. And then they've got the midfield that are strong and dynamic. Nagby's been excellent for them this season. A back three that can play out from the back but also can defend well. They've got that experience at the back. Parkhurst, I think, has been excellent this season. If there's one weakness where Portland can really get at somebody, Gonzalez Perez. I think he's an accident waiting to happen. If he commits a poor foul early on in the game and gets himself booked, he will be under pressure. But I can't see where Portland are going to stop Atlanta or cause them too many problems. I think this will be a comfortable win for Atlanta United.
Certainly seems to be that way, looking at it like that. But Portland haven't been stopped. They found a way on the road to get it done all through these playoffs.
The Portland story has been a fantastic one during the course of this season. Giovanni Savarese comes in and turns their fortunes around, and all of a sudden Portland find themselves in MLS Cup final. All that being said, this is Atlanta to lose. I think this is probably an even better story given what we saw of Atlanta last year. I thought they were disappointing in the way they got knocked out in the playoffs. And then during the course of this season, and in particular, what we've seen during these playoffs. I also feel that there are a lot of underlying stories here. Tata Martino, whether or how many of this squad has attracted serious interest from Europe and some of the bigger clubs in world football. Whether this Atlanta team will look exactly this way in March, we'll soon find out. But as of right now, I think those are the kind of stories that MLS champions are made of.
Did you make a pick? Do you think Atlanta are winning?
Atlanta win it.
Yep. Extra time, gents. Let's kick it off with Neymar. I know you love to kick things off with Neymar.
Always do.
Yeah.
Well, we always kick things off.
Plenty of things to pick up. Actually, I know you enjoy it so much. I'll go to Stuart Robson first on this. Stuart, will Neymar's antics be remembered more than his pure talent? Asks Alan. If he continues with this overacting and diving.
He'll always be regarded as a top-quality footballer in terms of his ability, but you're absolutely right. There's a lot of people that don't like him now. I was doing the game that he was playing in the other day. He seemed to be doing quite well, playing quite well, and then suddenly the arm comes up. He wanted to come off, he limped off. He may have an injury, but his diving, his antics, his showboating, it doesn't appeal to everyone. It certainly doesn't appeal to me.
But is it going to tarnish his reputation to that degree that people will remember it, they won't forget?
I hope not. I still think there's more than enough time for Neymar to kind of grow out of this reputation that he now has. The one thing I don't think anybody denies is that he is an incredible talent and a joy to watch. The trouble is, he leaves you remembering all the wrong things.
Right.
And I hope that he recognizes that, turns it around.
There was a time when we used to think similar things about one Cristiano Ronaldo, I will remind you. Way back in the early days, after he just moved to United, he got accused of being a diver and an actor all the time, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was around when, just before it became the norm. It's almost the norm.
Right.
Right? But actually, he's taken it to another level.
Yeah. Right.
So, absolutely, 100%, he's going to... You think of Neymar, that's all you think about. Followed by, yeah, by the way, he had some skills. So, when's that ever going to change? And it's never going to change when he's at PSG. It's too easy for him. And is he going to mature? I don't think so. He's getting worse.
And that's the thing. I think people, well, not people, the managers he worked with, well, he just kind of run roughshod over Unai Emery at PSG, and Tite at Brazil almost allows him to do whatever he wants, and I don't think Tite has had a good influence on him in trying to stifle that. I remember during the World Cup, after the fourth game, I think it was, a stat came out. He'd spent 14 minutes on the floor in 4 games. That's over 3 minutes. You know how long that is to be on the floor per game? For me, it hurt Brazil because it took away their momentum, took away any impetus they had, and in the end it cost them.
Well, let's move from Neymar to Navas, Keylor Navas. Shaka, what's next for him? Joy B suggesting that perhaps a move to somewhere like Juventus, perhaps, question mark. I'm not sure what Szczesny would.
Yeah, look, Szczesny is a very good goalkeeper. I think better than people give him credit for. His issue is he has an error in him, and you know it kind of you're never quite sure when it's going to crop up.
What about Navas? Does he have an error in him?
Well, Navas is a different style of goalkeeper. No, you're getting the old goalkeeper nerd in me out here. I think he's a different style. I think wherever he goes, he suits. Right now, Navas just has to sit tight and wait. I think there'll be a lot of opportunities opening up pretty soon. There may very well be a merry-go-round about to start. David De Gea's got, another year to run on his contract. Yeah. If that happens and he moves, then you'll see a crazy merry-go-round start.
Who would you rather have behind you, Navas or Szczesny?
I think I'll go with a goalkeeper whose style is not to have a mistake in.
That would be Navas.
That'd be Navas. Okay. I'd have Navas as well, for what it's worth.
Stuart, you want to weigh in on this?
I saw a lot of Szczesny at Arsenal, and his biggest problem was his own ego. I mean, he caused himself a lot of problems. He's a good goalkeeper, good athlete. He can come and take crosses, but there is an error in him. But he's got better since he's been at Juventus.
If only an ego could stop shots, eh? Hasn't happened yet. Stuart, I'll stay with you first. Ian Robben confirming leaving Bayern at the end of the season. Where do you think he ranks among the Dutch all-time greats? Is the thrust of this question? He's got to be right up there, hasn't he?
I think he might. He probably just about gets in the top 10. I think he's an outstanding player. Over the last few years, he's got better for the Dutch national team. But when you think of the likes of Bergkamp, Cruyff, Neyskens, you look at some of those players, Hullet, Rijkaard, who won things, Arnold Muir, who played on the left-hand side, great cross of the ball. So I think he gets into the top 10. He's in the top 10. He's been fantastic.
Well. When you think about these 15, he might just sneak into the top 10.
He got his 6, and then he got his 6, and then he went, oh, better score.
And he didn't even mention Willy van der Kerkhoff. Willy van der Kerkhoff.
How could he not have mentioned Willy van der Kerkhoff?
Before my time.
That was his twin brother. Rennie van der Kerkhoff.
Oh, Rennie. No, it was Willy. They were twins, weren't they? Weren't they two van der Kerkhoffs?
Well, that's what I said, his brother.
Oh, right. I missed that part.
When you're twins, you're usually related. And if you're boys, then you're brothers.
Good point.
Usually.
Good point.
Just usually.
Can't argue that.
Where I grew up.
Can't argue that. Where would you put him? Top 10 Dutch players?
I think he's outside the top 10.
He's outside. Yeah?
Listen, at his best, as a defender, you're like, oh my goodness, what do I do with this guy? Because you know what he's going to do, but at his best, even when you know what he's going to do, sometimes you can't stop it. But he doesn't do it enough.
I'm going to go with the two old guys, just outside the top 10.
Just outside. Oh.
How many teams has he gone through a season playing a full season with?
You looking at me?
Well, because I don't know. I don't think it'll be that many.
Rarely at Chelsea, huh?
Really?
Oh,
anyway.
no, you're being a bit harsh on him. You're being harsh on him, Steve. He's
I'm only answering the
for
question.
For Bayern Munich,
He's not in the top 10.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you.
I just said, as a defender, at his best, you're thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? I mean, what's wrong with that? That's a compliment, isn't it?
He's been, what I would say, he's been head and shoulders above every Dutch player in the last 6 years or so.
Yeah. Is this the same Dutch team that couldn't qualify for a World Cup in that period?
Exactly.
Right, there you go.
And he was one of the best players at the World Cup in 2014.
We also got to semi-final.
So you're not wrong in what you say.
Ago.
Just doesn't mean that the rest have been that brilliant.
Reached the World Cup final.
Oh, the
2010. He was part of that team. Big part of that team.
Hold on.
2010.
When was that? 8 years ago? He said 6 years ago.
All right.
They got to the semi-final 4 years ago. They got to the semi-final 4 years ago.
Don't let facts get in the way.
They got to the semi-final 4 years ago.
Hey, England got to the semi-final 6 months ago.
What does that have to do with this?
How many of their team would get in the all-time England? Top 10. None.
How we reach here?
No, I'm just telling you, just because they got a World Cup semi-final doesn't mean that any of the players get in their all-time top 10. And that's why I threw England in.
Shaka's going on that. Shaka's going on that team thing again, isn't he? You have to win a tournament or you have to win something for a player to be any good. That's Shaka's argument.
Wait. See, I was ready to move on.
You're talking
All I'm
to a
saying
man.
is, he
You're
just said, you said,
you got?
Stuart, wait, hold on. Stuart said his best Dutch player in the last 6 years. And Stevie said, well, is this the same Dutch team that couldn't qualify for a World Cup? And all I said is, in the last 6 years, they got to a World Cup semi-final. That's all I said.
Why did you say that?
Oh, well, I just felt to say something.
just by comparison, would you have Ruud van Nistelrooy in the top 10 all time?
I don't know.
He'd be ahead of Robin.
He'd be ahead of Robin, yeah.
Be ahead of Robin.
Patrick Kluivert, would he be ahead of Robin? Stuart? Any thoughts?
No, I think Robin. I think it's been exceptional. I've done every Dutch game for the last probably 6 years. And Arjen Robben was the one player that when he got the ball, you knew something was going to happen. And he was very consistent. Every time he got the ball, there was going to be a cross come in, he was going to get a shot away, he was going to get a free kick. He liked to fall over and dive around a bit, but he was still a top player.
He loves Arjen Robben as much as Xhaka hates Messi.
No, I don't hate Messi.
That's how much he loves him.
It's a hairstyle thing, him and Robin. It's a hair thing.
Yes, aerodynamic.
And I do not hate... Move on.
All right, we shall. Last question. Who's a better defender, that dog in Ecuador or Sergio Ramos? Well, it was a pretty good clearance by that dog, I got to say.
Well, the dog kept calm.
Yeah.
Didn't make a rash decision. Yeah. Was cool as a cucumber. Made a good decision. Cleared the ball without any sort of drama.
And didn't venture forward. Think he was a centre forward.
Well, we don't know how good he is in the opposition penalty box because we've only seen him defend.
No evidence to go on yet.
So far, he's just ahead of Ramos, the other dog.
High praise indeed.
Trouble is the
Go on, Sue.
Yeah, the trouble is the dog hasn't won 3 Champions Leagues.
He's only played one game.
Oh, there we go with the, there we go with the team argument.
He's only played, yeah. He's only, you want the team thing again.
You're throwing this team thing around.
I think that dog did have a hand in the Copa Libertadores title, though. Unconfirmed reports have suggested that he might.
Which year are we talking? It could have been this year.
In dog years, it's a different...
Oh, that's
a different scale.
dog years. That's 7. We're only like 6 years. Rubble.
Is it time to go?
Yeah, let's go.
I think it might be. We've established that Sergio Ramos is better than a dog. Actually, did we establish that?
No.
We
didn't.
ESPN FC available every day. ESPN Plus is the place to go.
Shaka Hislop is joining me. I am back and just in time for quite a juicy clash between Manchester United and Arsenal. Shaka, it's not often in recent times that Arsenal have walked into Old Trafford to face United, and we could call them favourites. But is this the time?
Yes, it is. And I think there's a lot that's going right for Arsenal. Similarly, a lot going wrong for Manchester United. We've spoken about the meltdown, rumoured meltdown between Jose Mourinho and Paul Pogba. I feel that will, if true, will have a knock-on effect to the rest of the dressing room. But also, when you look at the injury list coming into this for Jose Mourinho, you question who can he call on. On the other side of the coin, you look at Arsenal, who are in the midst of an incredible run.
Yes.
They lost the opening 2 games of the season, but since then, undefeated in 19 up to this point. And I feel...
Jurgen Klopp got fined £8,000 by the FA for his celebration in the Merseyside derby at the weekend. But we here at ESPN FC love some manager goal celebrations, don't we, Shaka?
We do.
So we're going to rank them. Let's have you go first.
All right.
You're always questionable.
I'll start with Alan Pardew. This was positively cringeworthy.
What?
That is cringe
Smooth those
at its
shoulders
best.
are.
Behave yourself.
The only reason why I would put this low is because it's against Manchester United. But whatever. I think that's brilliant.
You come to the Caribbean with that, you'll get deported.
All right, number
4, Antonio Conte. This was... Oh, when you move. There you go. We get there in the end, right? Conte's 4. We get there. This was fun because he just ignored the whole bench and dived in to the fans on the side. That was good.
A little bit of crowd surfing never hurt nobody.
I enjoyed that. And then he just let it spill out. Look at the rest of the Chelsea bench, totally unmoved.
Look at everyone coming in from over here just to get a piece.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta love them.
Where's the X? There it is.
Number 3.
Remember Conte's 4, right? So
Yeah.
forget that. Number 3, Jurgen Klopp. Everybody remembers this one.
Yep, that was fresh.
Right, that's fresh in memory. Goal in the last minute, runs on, celebrates with Alisson, back off. Yeah, that's...
Bob's your Uncle Sal is your...
Yeah, middle of the pack, right? That's fine. Come off. Right, so remember, Jose Mourinho is my number 2.
So Jose's number 2.
This is good because he leaves. This is Porto Jose. Leaves the bench up at Old Trafford, which is up some stairs, down the stairs, down the sideline. Porto score. This is the Champions League on their way to winning it. That is a celebration. I love that. I really, really do.
But there can only
be one. Luis Enrique. Barca were out.
Yep.
Out. And then all of a sudden, very last minute, goal. This is against PSG. Was his 6th goal? Was it 6 or something? He's on. And then, sliding on his back. That is magic. All the rest of the staff come on. Everybody gets fined. They're paid. Look, his coat isn't even dirty. That slide was so good. That is a slide. And that, well, it wants to get you there, right.
We know this for sure. All right, well, I always knew that Shaka had questionable opinions, but now nothing's proved me more right. I want to give you my order. I'm starting off with Luis Enrique because he disappeared over there, or you disappeared. We'll start with Luis Enrique because that was just a regular pitch slide, Shaka. It wasn't anything too fancy, and I'm taking out the moment. Let's not get into the moment here. Number 4, Jose Mourinho. You know I love me some Jose, and it did come against Manchester United, so I'm not going to say That's why I put him at 4, but it was just a regular pitch run, Shaka. Everybody running up and down the pitch, nothing special about that. Let's move into number 3.
That's magic.
I love me some Jurgen Klopp. I love me any Jurgen Klopp celebration. I love the camaraderie he has with his players, so he's going in at number 3. Number 2, Antonio Conte, because crowd surfing is always cool, unless, of course, you get hurt, and then it's not cool. But number 1, Alan Pardew. Let us look at this again, Shaka. Because have you ever seen a man move so smooth? Oh, look at us. Look at us.
No,
look at us. Come on, Shaka, try it.
Look at you.
Try it. A little salsa from him? Come on, Shaka. I'm giving you, Mr. Pardew.
No, you're upside down.
No, you're upside down and you're missing a Jurgen Klopp. So we're going to leave it at that.
I knew.
Come on,
I
Shaka.
always knew.
Salsa out with me, Shaka.
You were put together.
Salsa out with me, Shaka.
No.
That's it for us. I'm back, and so is Shaka Hislop with some transfer rates. Are you excited, Shaka?
I am.
All right, let's get right into it. Aaron Ramsey, we were talking about him just a while ago. Off to Barcelona. Would that be a hit or a miss?
I don't see this working out at all, in all honesty. He was linked with Juventus, was it last week? I thought that might have been a better fit. To Barcelona, nah, I don't see that one.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek enjoying a decent time now at Chelsea.
Playing really well.
Yeah, exactly, playing really well. However, the rumors are swirling that he could leave. Would that be a good move in his career?
Yes, it would. Look, I understand. Can't get into the team right now under Maurizio Sarri, but whenever he's featured, I think he's looked a very good player. Any number of clubs would be happy to have Loftus-Cheek. FC has an article about that on the website. Some of the clubs that he linked with, West Ham, Newcastle, and a few others. I think he's a lot better than the clubs mentioned in the article, as much as it hurts me to say that about West Ham and Newcastle.
Oh, but it's true, and you're ever the honest man. Let's move on. Speaking of Chelsea, Christian Pulisic, now we have been talking for some time. Sometimes he seems too good for Dortmund. Sometimes he should stay there, but he's been linked with a move to Chelsea in January. Would that be a hit or miss?
The big issue for Christian Pulisic right now is that he's not a regular in the Dortmund side. So, invariably, he's being linked with moves here, there, and everywhere. The other side to that same coin is Dortmund's at top of the Bundesliga. They're going great in Champions League. He started their last 3 Champions League games. I don't see him going anywhere in January with so much at stake. At this point, Dortmund don't want to be reducing their squad any, taking away options. That makes no sense in January anywhere.
Hitting close to your heart now, and mine, because I love me some Chicharito, but many believe that maybe his time in Europe is done right now. He's at West Ham. Would a move to MLS suit him, as many have been rumoring could have happened probably even last year?
Yeah, I thought this would have happened a long time ago. I'll put this down as a hit, because I think he does come to MLS at some point, probably sooner rather than later. Maybe an odd time to be having this discussion after the weekend that he had. But yes, that's a hit, quite easily a hit in my opinion.
Well, this could be a hit in my opinion, because you know we have been talking about this for some time. Shaka, Toby Alderweireld to Man United.
I thought it had been done last summer. It didn't. And as usual, Daniel Levy holding out, but the clause in his contract says he can leave next summer for 25 million. That's a snip for Alderweireld. He seems to be holding out. I don't think he will sign for Spurs again. That makes a whole lot of sense, given Manchester United's problems.
Well, hopefully Man United can fix some of those problems before he does come, and so they can give him a nice welcome. Right, Shaka? Because that's what you want. That's what I would want. It's true. Thanks so much, Shaka Hislop. 3 hits, 2 misses. Continue tracking all of the transfer rumors as we approach the January transfer window right here on ESPN.